Kylian!
It's almost!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right on the show today, Indian cricketer KL Rahul is on a very sticky wicket with the Lucknow IPL franchise. The PR machinery of the club may be working full-time, releasing pictures of a smiling owner Sanjiv Goenka and captain KL Rahul, but it is all really well between the two. Reports are doing the rounds of doubts over the top order batters' retention and as well as captaincy. Afghanistan and the Taliban regime is making the headlines again for all the wrong reasons. They have managed to kill another sport very successfully. They've banned MMA, especially when their athletes have been performing. Is sports itself as a culture and a field of expertise dying a very slow death in the country? And of course, on a lighter note, Mbappe of course woke up in the morning with the shocking news of his Twitter account, now X, being hacked. That of course resulted in a flurry of tweets from his own account, and that also led to a multiple meme fest. A lot of that coming up on the show, but of course, first let's take a look at the headlines. Starting with news from Paralympics, the event kick-started with the opening ceremony in Paris. Over the 11 days, athletes will compete across 22 sporting disciplines. The organizers have sold over 2 million tickets for the Games, and a further 500,000 tickets are available. Paris may surpass London 2012's record of 2.7 million tickets sold if all the remaining tickets are purchased. Over in cricket, former Pakistan skipper Babar Azam has slipped to 9th position in the latest ICC rankings. The batter dropped 6 positions after his poor outing against Bangladesh in the first test. He scored a duck and just 22 runs in both the innings. Pakistan lost the test match by 10 wickets. Over in tennis and the US Open, men's world number 2, Novak Djokovic, advanced to the third round. He struggled initially, receiving an abdominal massage during the match, but it was his opponent, Laszlo Djere, who retired in the third set due to a hip injury. Djokovic was leading 6-4, 6-4, 2-0 at that point. And over in the women's draw, defending champion Coco Gauff advanced to the third round as well. The American made rookie errors in the first set, but managed to beat Germany's Tatjana Maria 6-4, 6-love in straight sets. Gauff will next face Ukraine's Elina Svitolina. And NBA great LeBron James' high school jersey is up for auction in Hong Kong this September. It's the jersey he wore during his famous Chosen One cover shoot. The auction is expected to bag millions, as the jersey is a symbol of the start of LeBron's journey. The auction, called Legends in Motion, will also feature items of the late martial artist Bruce Lee. Now, those pictures became pretty much a telling image of Lucknow IPL franchise's campaign at the IPL earlier this year. The owner, Sanjiv Goenka, giving his own captain this season, KL Rahul, what looks like a proper dressing down. Lucknow, of course, had lost a match to Sunrisers Hyderabad. And let me tell you, the way Hyderabad batters went about their business, no team would have been able to stop them. It was one of those nights, and such games needed a conciliatory, understanding approach. And not that. Lots happened post that flare-up and media glare. Sanjiv Goenka and his team made sure the very next day, pictures of him and KL Rahul meeting, greeting and hugging each other was splashed across all social media platforms to show all is well. Something similar to this one behind me. Same faces, same smiles, same all is well vibe going on back here between these two. But months apart. This picture was in fact just some days ago in Kolkata when KL Rahul and Sanjiv Goenka met, and the topic of discussion had to be IPL and retention. The IPL retention policy that has been the talk of the town. Now, while there is no official confirmation regarding the player retention for this season, there have been many reports and rumours of there being a possible alteration in the player retention count from the last time this happened. Now, the last time there was a mega auction was, of course, in 2022, when IPL decided to add 2 new franchises to the mix and to make it 10 teams, which was Gujarat and, of course, Lucknow here. Now, the cap to retain players was then fixed at 4, with a combination of 3-1 favouring Indians to overseas players and, of course, 2-2, the other option. Now, these are talks basis requests by various franchises of an increase in the player retention to a possible 6 for this particular mega auction, given certain franchises want more to play with. KL Rahul's continued retention in Lucknow hinges on this retention number, which is why the meeting with Goenka in Kolkata, even though the owner himself tried to brush this aside.
Look, I've been meeting KL regularly over the last 3 years. I'm a little surprised this meeting got so much attention. As I've said, we have not taken any call till the retention rules are out.
The owner Goenka says there are no decisions taken yet on KL Rahul. He was asked this while the team unveiled their cricket chief, Zaheer Khan. Goenka took this a step further to say this.
KL has been an integral and important part of the LSG family since inception. He's played a very important role. He's like family and will be family.
KL Rahul is like family, says Lucknow owner Goenka. But there is little doubt that KL Rahul is in no man's land here regarding his position, first as captain and, of course, second as a player in the side, even as numerous reports have emerged of question marks over his captaincy particularly. Now, you have to understand the situation KL Rahul finds himself in. He's not had a very exceptional season with the Lucknow franchise. Last year started shakily with KL Rahul being injured, but he made a roaring, impactful comeback to cricket with the ODI World Cups team and won back some ground there. But sport is relentless. It keeps demanding you to give consistent performances always, and which is why KL Rahul couldn't seem to provide this season across teams. Whether it was for his IPL franchise or India, it has been a bit of off-colour season, off-colour year in fact, for this solid top-order bat. And that's why he finds himself in a rather sticky wicket, despite gaining sympathies during the IPL season that saw the entire fraternity call out Sanjiv Goenka for his outrageous show of anger and frustration on the cricket field after that game. But which way the cards will ultimately fall will only be certain once the rules and the formalities for this IPL auction does come out, and which is slated to come out pretty soon. And that's what all of this regarding KL Rahul hinges on. All right, sports is often considered the backbone of any country. It is the platform to form global ties, boost economy, develop tourism, and create a global image. It is a massive part of nation building that makes a country stand out on the world map. The biggest reason why America and China continue to strengthen their sporting system. A major factor why India strives to become an Olympic contender. Most countries the world over take sport very seriously, except Afghanistan. It is most certain now that the Taliban regime is pushing sports out of Afghanistan. So what is new now, you ask? The regime has now banned mixed martial arts or MMA from Afghanistan. Listen to the reason. They say the sport is not compatible with Islamic tradition and principles. They further go on to say that the sport is too violent in nature and has no place to grow in Afghanistan. The decision comes at a time when the sport was beginning to take giant strides in the country. The popularity of MMA was still growing in the nation when the rigid regime put a full stop to it. Athletes like Abdul Azim Badakshi and Nusrat Hakparast were just making their presence felt in MMA. For Parvez Arabzai, the sport was an escape to a better life. He had to in fact flee his motherland, Afghanistan, to be a refugee in France. And while Arabzai's MMA dream will continue, it just will not happen in the manner he would have liked it to. For many others, pursuing a sporting dream in Afghanistan is a lonely battle that just might not take flight at all, a lost cause. MMA isn't the only sport that is being snuffed out under the Taliban rule. In the recently concluded Olympics, only 6 athletes participated at the Paris Games, just 3 men and 3 women athletes from a country with a population of over 41 million. The many restrictions and logistical hurdles making it impossible for more than just these 6 going. And the only reason these 3 women even went over to Paris, considering the strict and very partisan Taliban diktat, is because the Afghan Olympic Committee operates outside the country, so not by Taliban. And some of these athletes are not even living in the country. They have been forced to live abroad and only come under the Afghan flag by the force of something like the Olympics. One such athlete was the 100-meter runner Kimia Yusufi, who fled to Iran after Taliban took over in 2021. And while she failed to win a medal for the country, she expressed her dismay over the situation many faced. By doing this, the runner held up a paper with words education written in black, sport under green, and of course rights in bright red, the color of the Afghanistan national flag, to give out a very strong message. The true demand for every athlete dreaming big is this, but having no scope to realize them is the sad reality. The fact that Afghanistan sent a 31-member contingent to the 1948 Olympics is a bit of a shocking number to even fathom and comprehend at the times we live in now. Logically, that number should have only risen, gone up, but it has only gradually been reducing. The only ray of hope came when cricket started gaining popularity over the last few years. The men's team, and I guess at this point I do not have to specify that, there is just one cricket team representing Afghanistan now. But yes, when the men's team recently reached the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup, it proved to be a landmark moment because that saw men, women, everyone celebrating and applauding an achievement that truly belongs to the people. But the same sport is also under the radar now because of what I mentioned earlier. The men's cricket is still flourishing, but Taliban has posed restrictions on women's cricket. And that has, in turn, pegged men's cricket back too. That's the sad part, with the big cricket powerhouses the world over boycotting Afghanistan and refusing to travel there for tours. And if more top-tier countries follow suit, the situation for cricket too, one of the biggest sporting disciplines that this country is a part of, will suffer. Which will be a shame because we have all seen what Afghanistan is capable of, the potential they possess. Something Afghanistan's first female Olympian, Fiba Rezai, has reflected and of course condoned, calling the IOC to ban Afghanistan from the Olympics.
Given the facts and tons of evidence about the Taliban, about their human rights and brutal treatment of women and children and youth, they are very, very dangerous. If the IOC allows them to enter the Olympics at the heart of Europe in Paris in the year of 2024, it's very dangerous for the people of Europe.
That was, of course, in vain. This was said before Paris Olympics. But even now, at the Paralympics in Paris, the representation is appalling. Afghanistan has only sent 1 male athlete who will compete in Taekwondo, with the numbers constantly dwindling and the rules and restrictions only increasing. Sport in Afghanistan is dying a very slow death, fighting a very, very possible exodus. Sport is in danger of getting killed in this war-ridden country, and with it, many athletes and promising ones who could have gone on to rule the world. Now, Kylian Mbappe is trending not because he scored a brilliant goal. This one has nothing to do with his football skills. In fact, the French captain did nothing and he's still trending. The Real Madrid forward is trending because his X account, formerly called Twitter, got hacked. And the hacker posted some controversial content about Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Israel, Manchester City and Manchester United. Basically touched on all the big controversial and talking points that created quite the stir. Of course, everything was taken down, but not before it erupted into one big meme fest. Got to feel for Mbappe here. His journey at Madrid has been a bit of a mixed bag at best, and now he's hit with this. But I'll admit some of those memes will definitely get many laughs out of you. Take a look.
Kylian Mbappe made a promising start to his Real Madrid career, winning silverware in the first game. Not the kind of goal fury that we were expecting, but after the chaos of PSG, the 25-year-old is finally living his dream. Given the fandom Mbappe has though, drama cannot stay away from this superstar for too long. When Mbappe went to bed in his Madrid mansion last night, the French forward was expecting an early start, to train with the Real Madrid squad of course, and he got quite the start alright. Mbappe woke up early to a rude shock, something that went like this. Mbappe's rude awakening. His Twitter account was hacked and the mischief maker had run rampage. While some of the tweets were controversial, a lot of them were simply hilarious, from calling Tottenham and London not a good place to be, and then saying Manchester is red, to announcing that he will join Manchester United in 2028. Well, one person in this transaction had a pretty fun night, and it was not Mbappe. When Mbappe and his team realized the account was hacked, the damage control mode kicked in. All the posts were taken down, but not before the rest catched in on it. The social media watchdogs and meme makers had a field day, from trying to guess what his password could have been to lead to this epic hack.
A la Madrid. A la Madrid. A la Madrid. A la Madrid.
A la Madrid.
A la Madrid. A la Madrid.
Which led to what good security questions would be.
LeBron James.
Your favorite team?
Lakers.
Who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals next season?
Of course, I'm going to say the Lakers.
To even mildly ribbing Mbappe, it was a riot. While the memes will still elicit a few more laughs, it will have some more time to breathe and create some flutter. I'm pretty certain Mbappe is waiting to put this episode behind him and get ready to do this once his football starts doing all the talking.
Time for last serve. Now, we recently saw Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, their dogs, bringing some excitement to the F1 paddocks. Now we have Shohei Ohtani's dog, Decoy, forcing a long queue, of course, of fans and eventually a traffic jam. LA lodgers gathered in huge numbers to get the limited edition bobbleheads of Ohtani and his dog. And of course, the fans stayed on to watch Decoy make his first pitch appearance. The kind of fanfare that not just the player but his dog has is immense. But of course, it says that apparently 10 hours prior to even the start of the gates being thrown open, all fans gathered. Quite the raving attention that. But that wraps up Firstpost here for us. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, of course, take care. Bye-bye.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa.